Hi guys, welcome back. This is Turning Back the Clock. Okay guys, welcome back for part 3 of the Hadrian's Wall edition of Turning Back the Clock. This is where we stopped last night, which is the George Hotel. We've got probably about 20 miles to walk today, which will be our last set of digs before finishing the wall walk tomorrow with the final 10 miles. So luckily the weather is fantastic. So hopefully we'll have a fairly decent day today, and we shouldn't have any rain like we did on Tuesday. But I mean, just while I'm talking, that's a fantastic view down there. You see the river down that way. We're doing okay, to be fair. I've got a bit of an ankle injury which has been caused by foot rub and then made worse by the sheer mileage we covered yesterday. But other than that, legs are holding out, feet are holding out, and fitness is good. So on we go. Okay guys, so a bit of an update as to how it went yesterday. Obviously the last time you saw me, we were hiking, the light was failing, and we were heading off into the darkness. We actually got back to our hotel just in time to order an evening meal. So luckily we got some food at the end of the day, but in total we probably did 11 hours hiking yesterday, with probably only I think we only had 2 breaks each for about 15 minutes. So we had continuous walking all day, which we are paying for a little bit today. As I say, I've got an ankle injury, so that's mainly due to rub from the boot. I think Liam's struggling a bit with the same kind of injury as well, but other than that, we're going good. Okay guys, we're about 2 hours in, still going strong. If you have a look just over there behind us, in the background, just on the horizon, you can see Northumberland National Park, which is where we walked yesterday. Really good trek. If you haven't watched that video, that's part 2, so head back and watch that video. It was a really good day, saw some fantastic sights, but it was painful. Today's going well. It's kind of gone overcast. It started out this morning a little bit sunnier, but fingers crossed we should still get quite a dry day. And to be honest, it's a little bit refreshing really. We had the sun beating down on us all day yesterday, and regardless of it being October, it was still quite a hot day based on the amount of activity we had to do, the amount of walking. We got quite a lot of uphills, downhills, so at some point scrambles over some rocky areas. So yeah, it was a tough day. This should be a bit more relaxed. We have got more miles to cover today than yesterday, so we're doing 20 miles today, whereas yesterday was 18. But the terrain is massively different. This is more it's more flat. We've not got many inclines or declines or anything like that, so we're hoping to cover the 20 miles today in a lot quicker time. Yesterday I think it took us 11 hours, so we did actually end up walking at night, which isn't ideal, especially when you've been walking for so long. You're tired, obviously you're not as alert when you've been walking so long, and then you add the darkness into it as well, and you can come across some accidents and some dangerous situations. Okay guys, we're just going through a field of cattle, and Liam has just highlighted to me that I'm wearing a bright red t-shirt, well, England top. So right at this point, I'm hoping that the red rag to a bull saying is just a myth, because I really don't fancy have a run away from a bull today. Kind of hoping that the annoying animals aspect of turning back the clock is well done and dusted, and that they are probably going to move away from me rather than towards me. But it's something I've not considered when I put the red t-shirt on today, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, maybe just me. But sometimes offers a little bit of concern when someone else points it out. We've just stopped for a break, having a nice cup of coffee. I've got some toasty crumpets coming, and a can of Coke. So yeah, today's looking better already. So guys, it is about 12:30 in the afternoon. I would say we're probably about halfway for today's hike, and we are now on basically, well, we're roadside at the minute, and I think this is pretty much how it's going to be for the majority of this today, because obviously a lot of the wall was destroyed over the last 2,000 years. And in particular parts, the road has actually been built over the top of the wall. So this later section of the Hadrian's Wall walk is almost just along the road. But luckily, as I said before, the gradient today is really good. We're pretty much level surface, so it is just about getting these miles in now. To our next set of digs. So by hopefully today we will have covered the majority of it, and we will be left with 10 miles tomorrow from our digs to Wallsend. So we should have a fairly easy day tomorrow, basically along the banks of the River Tyne, through Newcastle's city centre, all the way to Wallsend. So that's the plan for tomorrow. As I say, today we're just marching on, and we're getting there. Fitness wise, we're doing well. Injury wise, I think everything's kind of settled now. We're just getting used to just being at a certain level of pain in relation to injuries and foot rub and things like that. But we're doing all right. So on we go. As I say, I'm going to order out a foot spa on Amazon later, so that it can beat me home. Hey?
If you get the right price, I'll get you the cash.
Order 2 foot spa.
Mate, you know. I'll be gutted because you'll send me a photo and I'll be like, there's me nagging it.
Oh dear. I'm going to have to bleep all of this swearing because Liam can't speak a sentence without swearing.
So. Recording, alright? B-roll.
No, this ain't B-roll. I was filming this wanted to film this conversation. Thinks I'm filming B-roll, guys. There's enough of that already. So guys, probably one of the hardest things about what we're actually doing on this walk is keeping motivated and keeping driving forward. Obviously we've been walking since 7:30 on Monday morning, and yes, we have stopped along the way. We get to the end of the day and your legs are aching. My knee actually seized up last night, just because of the sheer amount of walking we did yesterday, and the impact on the knees, that basically when I stopped, my knee swelled up, and to be honest, I couldn't move it for the best part of 3 hours. Luckily some ibuprofen and some cold water managed to bring the swelling down, and this morning it's absolutely fine again. But it's pains like that, and it's the constant exercise which can really affect your motivation and your will to keep going. But as I say, I mean, we're on Thursday lunchtime now. We've got the back half of today's walk to do, and then we've only got a 10-mile stint up the River Tyne tomorrow to Wallsend, and then we're finished. So to be honest, kind of this time tomorrow we'll be in the very finishing stages of the Hadrian's Wall walk, and coming to completion, and by tomorrow afternoon we will have walked from one side of this country to the other, which I don't know about anyone else watching this, but for me that's a massive achievement, considering that when I started the channel 18 months ago, I was the most unfit that I've ever been in my life, and if you'd have told me when I started the channel that I'd have been able to complete this, especially in the time we've managed to complete it, and especially the different distances that we've been walking every day, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So I am really quite pleased with my progress and how this has gone. Okay guys, well I'm totally gutted the camera wasn't rolling for that. We've just been coming up through this field and it was quite rocky, and I've actually slipped on a rock, and I don't know if you can see, I've just come down in the mud, and my pack is completely covered in mud now, and my arm and everything. I've managed to land in a load of stingers. So now my legs are hurting as well. Leon thinks it's hilarious.
No, look at that horse over there. He's got a fifth leg.
Dude, I'm in the middle of vlogging and you're laughing at a horse's dick. Such a child. Yeah, so I fell over, landed in the mud. Liam is obsessed by a horse's phallus right now, and yeah, completely forgotten what I was saying actually, to be honest. But yeah, unfortunately the camera wasn't rolling to catch me rolling in the mud. So bit wet, bit muddy, but I'll survive. Okay guys, it's not really from a healthy aspect, but a nice little point in the Robin Hood Inn has obviously given us a second wind. I'm still covered in mud. Unfortunately we didn't get that on camera, but we're heading back out. We're walking next to quite a busy road at the minute, but yeah, no, it's going all right. Just caught up with a couple of lads we've been seeing along the way. So yeah, had a little bit of a chat. They're a little bit faster paced than us, so I've no doubt they will be along behind us shortly. This road is really fast, isn't it?
Too fast.
Yeah, so we're now looking for the next section of the trail along this road. Is this military road, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically this road runs alongside the original wall for a good portion of it, to be fair. So we keep sort of coming off sections, walking through fields along the path, and then it does ultimately join back onto this road. As you can see, a nice long straight road, reminiscent of obviously the Roman build. Okay guys, so we've just come off the road, and this is amazing for me, because obviously growing up in the 90s was really big into computer games and such. But obviously built into this wall there is a Super Nintendo, and it's an actually genuine Super Nintendo here. And then if we look just down here, there is a PlayStation, or what is left of a PlayStation, built into the wall down there as well, which is it's just amazing, really, to be honest. If you're into your gaming, I know it's definitely something I was into as a kid, and one of my mates actually runs a gaming channel, Smithius Gaming, and I actually put a link in for him there, because if you are into your gaming, he does a lot of walkthroughs and a lot of different games and such, some retro stuff, along with some new releases as well. So Smithius Gaming, check it out. Okay guys, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon and we're still going. We've had a bit of a break, but we're carrying on. We're actually walking in this quite long ditch at the side of the road. The road surface is just up there at the minute, and this ditch feature has actually been evident for the duration of the wall. So wherever we have seen exposed sections of the wall, there's always a ditch on the Scottish side of it, and I can only assume that it was actually dug as part of the construction of the wall potentially like a defensive ditch or something, but yeah, we're actually walking down that ditch now. From a health perspective, fitness is great. My knees are feeling good today, which is a surprise considering the amount of pain I was in with my knees yesterday. I have got some blisters forming on my left foot, which is causing me quite a lot of pain towards the front, and also some blisters forming towards my heel on my left foot. And I think that's down to the fact that a lot of what we're doing, we're kind of on an angle. So my left foot is not really getting great positioning on the floor because we're kind of walking on an angled surface all the time. So that's why it's just the one foot. But I am treating the blisters with compi plasters and things when I can. I was getting a problem with my heel yesterday, which I've got a compi plaster just across the back of my Achilles, which to be honest seems to be doing the job. These compis are actually a lifesaver. I don't really know how far along I would have got without them. But other than that, we're basically walking in a straight line. We're continuing along the path of the wall. We've probably got maybe another 7 miles to go today until we get to our hotel. And as I said previously, that will leave us the remaining 10 miles to walk tomorrow along the Tyne through Newcastle to Wallsend. So it should be a fairly straightforward day. Tomorrow, and we're looking, to be honest, we're looking to be getting out really early with that one as well. I think we're actually going to skip breakfast tomorrow so that we can get it completed and then start our journey back to Coventry. So I think basically we've perhaps seen most, if not all, of the exposed sections of wall now, and basically we are continuing along the path of the original wall, which I think is underneath the road surface, which is just here on the side. And the more today goes on, it's almost becoming more monotonous by way of, because we've kind of seen the majority of all the exposed sections of wall. The goal is now becoming more and more, let's get to the end. So it is just really now it's a question of stamina and determination to continue walking on and get to tonight's digs, so we can do that final push tomorrow. But we've just got to try and keep our spirits high and try not to lose faith. So guys, we're just coming out of Hadrian on the wall, and we've got this big decline to do now down this hill. We kind of zigzag down here into the valley, and then at the bottom of the valley we have the River Tyne. Now, once we hit the River Tyne, the rest of this adventure, we're actually going to be walking up the banks of the Tyne pretty much all the way to Wallsend. So this kind of signals that we're on the home straight. Now, as I say, our digs are actually about halfway between here and Newcastle, so we are stopping today and then we will continue tomorrow. But I will be glad to be down off this quite a large hill, down onto the riverside. As I say, that kind of signals our home stretch and completion, essentially, following it. So guys, that's the hill we were just on. We've come down quite a significant decline, and now we're back on level ground, and we are now looking or heading for the banks of the River Tyne, which takes us all the way into Newcastle. As I said, we'll be stopping before we get to Newcastle today. It's really starting to hurt at this point, to be honest. Been walking solid since 7:30 Monday morning. At the minute I feel like if I stop my feet will fall off, so we're just carrying on. And then we've got stay in the hotel tonight with some food, a couple of pints of beer, and then up early tomorrow morning. So guys, I have got to the end of a very long, hard day. As I said earlier in the video, we have got the remaining 10 miles of the walk to do tomorrow. And as a bit of a treat, we've been sharing rooms all week. We were getting twin rooms at the various digs. As a little bit of a treat, we've had a room each, which is fantastic. And in there, the best thing of all, there is a bath. So I'm gonna get some rest, have a nice long soak in the bath, and then I'm gonna reward myself with some nice food and a beer. Morning guys, it is Friday morning. It's about 7:30 and we are just we're just leaving the digs. Today was a difficult day to get up and get dressed and get out of bed. It's the 5th day of the walk, and we've only actually got about 10 miles left to do. So getting the motivation to get up this morning was difficult. We really had to dig deep for it. I'm just waiting for Liam to come out now. He's just finishing up getting ready, and then we're gonna head on the last section of the walk. As I say, we've got about 10 miles to do. We're going to walk through Newcastle city centre, and then through Newcastle out to Wallsend beyond that, and that will be the completion of the walk. By that point we will have walked from one side of England to the other along the original route of Hadrian's Wall, which personally I'm really pleased with that achievement. I think it's definitely something I'll look back on with a bit of pride. It's been a hard slog, to be honest. We did 25 miles the first day. We did, I think it was 16 the second day. We then did an 18-mile hike across the Northumberland National Park on day 3, and then yesterday we did 20 miles. So we have the remaining miles to do. I am aching quite a lot, to be honest. Starting to get a lot of fatigue, a lot of muscle ache and things like that. So luckily I've got a whole weekend to relax once I get home, before I have to go back to work on Monday. But other than a little bit of pain, still determined to get to the end, and still quite confident. Okay guys, we are probably about half a mile outside Newcastle town centre now, city centre. We've been walking for probably about an hour and a half, and at the minute, like, the pain on my just on my right leg, to be honest with you, is beginning to become quite an annoyance at this point. I think it's mainly muscular, just down to the sheer amount we've done this week, but we will reach the end. So guys, we are just walking through the main part of Newcastle now. As you can see, that is the very famous Tyne Bridge. I believe it is Tyne Bridge. Kind of been greeted with a little bit of false sense of achievement at this point, because as much as it kind of feels like we've got to the end, we have still got a good couple of miles to go down to Wallsend, so we've still got to keep battling on. So guys, after 4.5 days, because we are pretty much bang on 12 o'clock on Friday afternoon, after 4.5 days of absolute torture, we have finally made it here to Wallsend, which is the official ending point of the wall. You can see behind me some of the earthworks and the archaeology associated with wall just there. It has been absolute hell. Obviously you've seen everything that we've been through to get here, and I can honestly say it's been the hardest challenge of my life, trying to get from Bowness-on-solway to Wallsend, but it's been well worth it indeed. It's been absolutely fantastic. I would do it again, I think, but I'd probably try and split it up into smaller sections. I mean, we did 25 mile the first day, we did 16 mile the second day, 18 mile the third day, 20 mile on the fourth day, and then a remaining 10 today. And it has been hard work. My feet feel like lead. Absolutely shattered. So now we've got to start what is going to be probably about a 6-hour journey home. So I'm going to leave you there for today. I'm going to run a highlight reel at the end of today's episode, just so you can see all the photos and everything we've took along the way. But obviously guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate everybody's support and everyone who's subscribed to the channel up until now. Please like the videos with the thumbs up link at the bottom, and leave a comment in the comments box below. Cheers, see you again.